Duct systems can be created in two ways. One way is to simply add ducts to connect the airside components, and they will automatically be added to a duct system. The other way is to select the components and manually add them to a system. Then you can have Revit generate and lay out the ductwork. In this model, 3 duct systems have already been created. Let's take a look at how Revit generates duct layouts. I'll zoom into the southeast portion of the building. When I select one of the air terminals, a Duct Systems contextual ribbon appears next to the Air Terminals contextual ribbon. I'll switch to the Duct Systems contextual ribbon. When I do, you can see a dashed line appears around all the components in the duct system. A dashed line also appears around each individual component. In the contextual ribbon, you can also see the name of the duct system in the system selector. I'll switch back to the Modify Air Terminals contextual ribbon. Pay attention to the tools in the Layout panel. Here, we have Generate Layout, Generate Placeholder, and Connect Into. The Generate Layout tool provides different layout solutions to add selected equipment and components to an HVAC airside system. The Generate Placeholder tool is pretty much the same, only it uses duct placeholders besides actual duct elements. Lastly, Connect Into will create a physical connection between a selected component and a duct. I'll click Generate Layout. When I do, Revit goes into Generate Layout mode. In a few seconds, several solutions have been provided. In the Options bar, you can expand the Solution Type drop-down and choose one of the solution types: Network, Perimeter, or Intersections. There are various layouts for each type. For example, I'll choose Network. Notice that for this solution type, there are 6 layouts. We are currently viewing one of 6. You can use the Next Solution and Previous Solution buttons to view the various layouts. I think that solution 1 of 6 will work the best. Also, if you have not specified the duct conversion settings in the Mechanical Settings dialog, you can do so now by clicking Settings. This opens the Duct Conversion Settings dialog. As you can see, these settings are for the supply air system type. You can control all the settings in the Mechanical Settings dialog. For the main settings, I'll set the duct type to rectangular duct, mitered elbows, taps. I'll also change the offset to 9 feet 6 inches, or 2,900 millimeters in the metric file, to match the outlet of the water source heat pump above the ceiling. Next, I'll select Branch to switch to the branch duct settings. For the duct type, I'll choose Round Duct, Taps with Damper. I'll also set the offset to 9 feet 6 inches, or 2,900 millimeters. Then I'll set the Flex Duct type to Flex Duct Round and click OK to close the Duct Conversion Settings dialog. If you do not see a solution that you like, you can choose Edit Layout in the contextual ribbon. Then you can select and move any of the main and branch duct route paths. You can also select Remove From System to remove any of the components from the system layout, or Add to System to add a component back into the system. Once you are satisfied with the layout solution, you can click Finish Layout and Revit will generate the layout. With the layout created, you can see that it still needs some modification before it is complete. For example, I'll select the end of the horizontal main and drag it slightly to the right. Next, in the HVAC panel of the Systems ribbon, I'll click Duct Fitting. I need to add an end cap to the end of the horizontal main in order to properly calculate flow. In the Type selector, I'll find the rectangular end cap and then click to place one at the end of the duct. Then I'll click Modify to end the command. Now, other than properly sizing the ductwork, the layout looks pretty good. I'll switch to the default 3D view so we can take a look at the results. If you do not feel comfortable using the Generate Layout tool, you can always create your own layouts fairly quickly. I'll switch back to the Level 2 HVAC plan view. I'll pan over to the middle system. Realize that when I select Water Source Heat Pump 2-2, several connectors appear. I can see the supply air connection indicated by the box with an X in the center. When I right-click on this connector, I can choose Draw Duct from the shortcut menu. When I do, the Duct tool becomes active and I can begin creating duct segments. In the type selector, I'll choose Mitered Elbows Taps. Then I'll create a vertical duct and a horizontal duct that matches the other system. Next, I'll press Escape once to end the current duct. In the type selector, I'll switch to Round Duct Taps with Damper. In the contextual ribbon, I'll make sure Tag on Placement is deselected. In the options bar, I'll change the diameter to a smaller size. The exact size is not critical at the moment. Back in the drawing area, notice that when my cursor is in between the main horizontal duct and an air terminal, I can see an extension line from the center of the air terminal. I'll click in the middle of the air terminal and the horizontal duct to place the duct start point. Then I'll move toward the duct and click on the horizontal duct to connect the round duct into the main duct. Then I'll click Modify to end the command. Next, I'll select the round duct I just created. Once again, pay attention to the duct connector at the end. I'll right-click on this connector and choose Draw Flex Duct from the shortcut menu. This activates the Flex Duct tool. I'll click on the connector at the center of the air terminal to create a Flex Duct segment that connects the air terminal to the round duct. Then I'll click Modify to end the command. At this point, we have one air terminal connected. There are a few different options to connect the remaining air terminals. You could simply repeat the same process that we just did, or you could copy the round duct segment and connect it to the main duct and the air terminal. If you copied the tap and flex duct along with the round duct, you would still have to establish a connection for each end. It may seem like the best solution, but it doesn't always work the best. If you had not already created duct systems, you could copy the air terminal along with the flex duct and round duct. Then all you would have to do is connect the round duct into the main duct. In this case, I'll copy the round duct. I'll select the round duct and then click Copy in the Modify panel of the contextual ribbon. Then I'll click on the corner of the air terminal as the start point. In the options bar, I'll select Multiple. Now I can select the corner of the next two air terminals. I'll click Modify. Next, I'll switch to the Modify ribbon and pick Trim Extend Multiple Elements. Then I'll select the main horizontal duct and each of the round ducts. Once again, I'll click Modify to end the command. Now, I can right-click on each round duct and select Draw Flex Duct in order to connect to the air terminals. With one side complete, you can mirror the round ducts about the main duct and repeat this process.